Halli Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. I am Jisary and today I will share 6 easy tips with you on how to improve your art. Since I started reworking the channel last year, I have drawn a lot and very regularly, and I rediscovered a few things that are fairly easy to do and that enhance an illustration quite drastically. 6 of those I will share with you today. You can do them all when you have all layers of your picture intact, as well as when you have only one layer that was combined, for example in a JPEG or a PNG. If you have only one combined layer, you will need to work a little more with the selection tools you have, as you cannot create selections from layers. But with a little effort, it is possible and you will be able to enhance your pictures just as easily. Before we start, just a little disclaimer. I will not change anything about the artwork itself. This video is just about adding touches to a finalized product. So I will not redo anything, I will not change colors, I will not change the outlines. I will really just concentrate on post-product actions that you can do, no matter basically how your picture looks or what quality is in. And I don't like everything of the picture that we will look at, especially the outlines. I would love to redo them, but this is not the point of this video, so I will just take what I have and try to enhance it with the tips that I will share with you. So then, without any further ado, here we go. Here we have an artwork I created somewhere last year. It was a bit of a quick one, where I just wanted to get back into drawing after a long break. So I didn't do anything fancy and kept it short. As a result, it looks fine, but a little unfinished. So let's add a few small touches to improve it a little bit. First easy tip, add some single strains to the hair. They let your work feel more detailed and flowy. Watch out so that they go with the general flow of the hair, otherwise they might look like thread coming out of the head. You can just color pick the colors directly from the picture. Keep in mind that the finished picture you have in front of you have dozens of different colors from the shading and the lighting. So take the color best directly from the point you want the strain to get out of. One tip within the tip, to even better include the strains into your picture, pixel lock the strains on the layer you draw them on and recolor them following the shading that you have on the overall picture. The second tip is a bit harder to do when you have only one combined layer, but it is still possible. Color the outlines. In some styles, one colored dark outline looks pretty good, but often artworks look just a little better if you adjust the outline color to your base colors of the lightings and the shadows. If you generally like dark outlines, you can put them on multiply, so you still have the outline effect, but they still fit better. This is also what I am doing. If you only work with one layer, add a new layer and trace the outlines with your preferred color where it makes sense. One example would be where the lights hit, or the inner lines like the nose or mouth with the skin color. What you can do to make the shadows more interesting is give them color. Don't just use gray or white. This makes your picture look stale and takes out the saturation of the colors. Just add a little color here and there. You can create cool effects with this. If you have a background, you can add some of the background color to the shadows as a form of bounce light. This connects your motif to the background better. Or if you want to add some warmth to your picture, you can make the shadows warmer with a reddish tone. Or if you want the light to look like a moonlight, you can add a bit of a light blue tint to it. This often makes a big difference. And with locking the pixels on your shadow or light layers, you can freely paint them, even without destroying them. If you are not happy, you can at any time just redo the color into the former color. You select the color and use Edit, Convert to Drawing Color. This might be a Clip Studio only thing, I am not sure if other color programs have this option as well. And if you are unsure which color to use, you can use the Adjust Hue functionality with Ctrl Hue, or at Edit, Color Correction and then Hue. And you can play around with it a little, see what floats your boat. Just experiment. Trying out new things often brings new learnings and develops your art and style more. So this is more or less the unofficial 7th tip. Have fun with what you do and the rest comes naturally. Another tip around shadows is adding stronger shadows or lighting. Generally, it goes a long way to add two types of shadows, soft and hard shadows. This adds depth to your picture and lets it appear a bit more detailed. So what you can do if you have everything already ready is just add a little more hard or soft shadow into your picture. Especially bigger even surfaces benefit from some shadow. This is a bit easier with layers, but you can also just overpaint the one layer you have. Again, I recommend to create a new layer for this if possible, so that you can always redo if you don't want what you've done, without consequences. And what often happens is that I see a lot of smaller parts of the illustration that I just don't like. That is not really a tip, but here I move the outlines of the eyes to an own layer out of the folder above the colors and shading to have them completely separate and to fix the weird unevenness the outlines had. It drove me nuts. If you have the same issue, but you do not want to go back into each layer to fix it, or you just have one in the first place, just create a new layer on top of all other layers and, just go wild, fix whatever you don't like. You can even add shading to the glasses, or you can add sunshine rays, or whatever it is. You basically just paint over the picture. If you are unsure about some of the changes you want to make, add another layer and try stuff out. These changes feel small, but they will up in the end. And yes, this can take ages, so better stop yourself at one point or you will never stop. Which brings me to my last tip. One other super easy post-production thing you can do is play around with the contrast and color balancing. You can find this under Edit and Color Correction. Adding a little more contrast, taking contrast out, or adding more saturation can go a long way. You can also play around with the color level curve. This often helps, especially when you have a lot of background that has a very similar tone. If your picture struggles to have too many similar tones, this can also fix it. In general, a handy-dandy tool to have to make the illustration pop a little more, or to fix just smaller things that you don't like about the general contrast or coloring. And here's our before and after. Only through adjusting what I shared with you today, the illustration changed. Amazing what a difference it makes. What do you think? It doesn't make the picture perfect, but with minimal effort, it creates a big impact. Just try it out yourself and you will see. I hope I could help you and give you some helpful guidance on how to improve your art. If you have any other tips, feel free to share them in the comments. And if you want to know more, let me know as well. There are a lot of more things that I could share with you. I could create more videos like this with different aspects about the art. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and that you feel motivated now to draw yourself. Have a wonderful day or night, stay comfy and cozy, until we meet again.